I need to get more water. This will be good.
I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're devil. We can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel it for you inside. So there won't be no fear
And welcome everybody to the draw number 9. My name is Tucker Haynes and I am joined by Surplus. We got some banger matches for you today. Starting off with allegedly TSM's next roster, Hey Bro, going up against Execute. And I'm excited. I don't know how else to put it.
I'm excited as well. This is going to be a great day number 2 of the draw number 9, the final V draw. But hey guys, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Am I right? Let's just smile and let's keep it going. Exactly. Yeah, of course. Hey Bro, allegedly going to be a TSM lineup here very soon. We're excited to see them back in the RLCS. Against Execute, and both these teams bring something very interesting into this qualifier here. Hey Bro got 3rd, 4th in the draw number 7, and Execute got 3rd, 4th in the draw number 6. Both didn't really do well in the last draw. First round out in the draw playoffs from Hey Bro, and Execute got eliminated in phase 2 the last 2 draws. However, Execute did come through today on a tiebreaker, so that really helps their case coming into today. Just both teams that have very big statures, big standings here, could do some damage through today and potentially, hopefully tomorrow. But Tucker, what do you think about both these teams so far?
Well, of course, Hey Bro has been on the spotlight for quite a while, ever since that it got kind of soft leaked that they were likely going to be picked up by TSM. They have been in the spotlight. The bright lights of the bubble scene and of RLCS has just gotten 10 times brighter. So they have quite the monkey on their back going up against Execute. And Execute is a team that barely made it into the qualifier.
Yes.
They had to fight through the tiebreaker, albeit they did not lose a single game in the tiebreaker. They went a total of 7-0 against Goon Squad, Homies in Paris, and 123 ABC.
Which, by the way, go to team names. Love those team names.
By the way, go to team names. Shout out. You did not make the show, but you absolutely deserve to be recognized. You had fantastic teams. So Execute's coming off of 7 game wins in a row, and Hey Bro's kind of just been sitting there.
Hey Bro has just kind of been sitting there. They're the top overall seed in this pool projection, and don't worry, both these teams have the potential to be able to get into the main event. There's 3 spots open in this pool. It is a double elimination bracket as well, so one team is going to lose. I mean, that's just how the game works, right? But there is going to be a lot more to go from there. More teams in this pool, by the way. Boise State, the college, is playing in this. They got into the top 12 last draw, I believe. And then you got Sup Boulevard, as well as G Buffo, as well as Empty Space and Deleted XD Exile. Those are your 8 teams that are going into this and going to be fighting for 3 spots there. So 5 teams will be leaving today with some tears in their eyes, little sadness here and there. Outside of Hey Bro and Execute, who do you think are the teams you're going to be watching in this specific pool?
In this specific pool, I don't know. It's always fun whenever you see a college in the pool. So I know that you said don't pick that. I'm picking that team.
Okay, I like that.
I'm picking Boise State because it's so fun to see a college in these semi-pro events, because you just never know how good these colleges are. Boise State is, of course, they're a college. You never know how well they're going to play up against these professional teams.
Yes.
I mean, Hey Bro and Execute, as well as Empty Space, Boulevard, Deleted XD, Exile. These are all teams that have ravaged through the bubble scene time and time again. How is Boise State going to fare against these insane rosters?
I would say that they could fare decently well. They're a very good CRL team. Shout out the CRL as well. They've done a lot of good stuff, especially this past year, which, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2024. But their 2023 looked really good from the collegiate side. So we're gonna see if they could do some damage out here. They got to the top 12 in the draw number 8. Let's see if we can do this well. We're going to go straight into game here. We've got Execute and Hey Bro, and we're going right into it. We're starting off on this kickoff here. And a pretty standard kickoff here. Am I right here, Tucker?
So far, it has been pretty standard indeed. With, of course, Hey Bro on the orange side, Execute in blue. Let's just see which one of these teams can start the scoring off first. A lot of pressure coming out for both of these teams. The heart rate is definitely pumping. First match of the draw for these teams. You'll want to make an impact.
Absolutely. I hope that you're warm right now because, I mean, I do not want to be cold going into the first match, especially with both these teams going in. Both these teams, again, on the bubble scene, as you mentioned before. Both these teams have a lot to prove right now, so I hope they got some warm-ups in beforehand, but right now it's looking like they're a tad warm at least. We're getting a bit of a back and forth through the first minute of gameplay here. Vegas tries to intercept here, and looks like Impo will be grabbing that on the goal side, but Heybro's going to try to grab something here. Almost grabs one goal here, but both Vegas and I believe Impo back there are just, oh boy. They're just going rock'em sock'em robots here.
Yeah, who's going to get the headshot first? The answer's neither of them because they didn't have any boost to get the demo. Creams, nice flip, puts it on target. Resinal going to have an easy save with it. Hockey beats out Resinal, so they can't stay on it for too long. Heybro so far is looking good. Cream should have a shot on target. Beautiful double touch, but it's just a little too high. The bar's too thick.
The bar is too thick. That's that, that fourth player that we all hope to not have is that top bar, that top wall there. But this is just going right back and forth, back and forth. No team is getting their stuff, but a mid-air demo there could spell something. Impo, though, going to be saving that for the goal, but Wavy just smacks it right in for the first goal of the game.
It took him a little bit to shake off those jitters. A lot of pressure coming into this game on the Heybro side. But who else than Wavy to score first? I mean, it just seems like all signs have led to Wavy throughout this offseason. This has been his year, and we're only 6 days in, Surplus.
Absolutely. It's already Wavy's year. Unlike me, I've already messed it up. 2025 will be my year, though. I can't say the same for Wavy. I've definitely gotta reboot your point there. We're going back into it. Oh my goodness, Wavy again gets the top bar back pass. Hockey doing a great job on this pass as well. Look at that. Bang. Throw it in 2-0 Heybro.
2024 is his year. You said that 2025 is going to be your year. I don't have that much confidence. I'm setting myself a 5-year goal. I'm hoping for 2029. Especially when you got Wavy. I got a feeling this guy's not going to be going away anytime soon. So would not surprise me if his year is 2024, 5, and 6.
I wouldn't be surprised either. He's not waving anything goodbye here. He's locked in. Bro is locked in right now, but Vegas trying to do something here, try to get execute on the board as well. Hockey doing a great job here. Good team play as well by Heybro. And you're starting to see them fire on all cylinders, especially with this potential opportunity coming towards them in the near future for RLCS. Hockey setting it up. Good defense here, though. Vegas might need a trip to Vegas after this one if Execute can't get on the board here.
Another save. This one comes out from the bar. Very dangerous, barely alive is Execute, saving that rally from the goal of Heybro. But Heybro's going to get that ball right back. Hockey drives it right on down. Eventually, Vegas steals it back, but Creams doesn't let it get too bad. An awkward touch, passes it over into the center, makes the best out of a bad situation, but in the end, it's still going to be Heybro driving it down, and a beautiful touch, a beautiful goal, and Pat Trick Hero Wavy does it again.
Wavy, 3 for 3, looking to score the hat trick right now. My goodness, a minute 25 in. It's already a Heybro game as of right now. However, we've seen crazier comebacks here on this stream during the draw tournament, so I'm not going to say, Execute, you're not in this. We could probably see something interesting happen right here. Resinal trying to do some back passes and some team play here, but some good defense from Heybro. They're setting it right down the middle. Vegas, though, gets right in there. Creams gets a shot on goal, but it is taken out for now. Vegas going to try to line up a shot here, but nobody from Execute is there and ready to take it into the goal. The team play here from Heybro is just looking so much better than Execute's.
Another shot nearly going in for Heybro. And I feel like now's the time that we got to face the facts. Execute is down 3-0 with just 40 seconds to go. They got to score a goal every 13 seconds. And so far, Hey Bro has not let them have one. It looks like they're about to forfeit a fourth, but a whiff on the ball will save Execute from a fourth goal. Going to give them one last chance, but the time might just be too far gone.
Time is ticking, and it's looking more and more like a Hey Bro victory at the moment. If you guys saw any of the college football semifinals this past weekend, very similar scenario where it just came down to the wire. That's not the case here. This is a blowout as of right now. 5 seconds left. We're going to be going into the final countdown. If Hey Bro can get this down onto the ground, they will win game 1. They're trying to get another goal here to kind of walk it off, which is what it looks like at the moment. Execute bobbling it up like a volleyball game. It's staying in the air. It is staying in the air.
I like the plan from Hey Bro. They know that the mental game is half the battle in Rocket League. They want to get as much as they possibly can, and by golly, they almost got a fourth. Rightful MVP is Wavy. I mean, 8 shots on goal, 3 of them ending up in the net is insane. There were so many shots. I think it came out to 16 total shots from Hey Bro. Execute, they didn't have that.
They just did not have that team play that Hey Bro did. You were seeing like Hockey or Creams setting it up, and then Wavy just setting it in, going right through the defenses, hitting it right into that goal. I mean, the teamwork there on Hey Bro was just so much better. We're getting right into this next game here. Game 2, maybe Execute can save their tournament so far. Here we are. We're on the kickoff. Impo trying to figure out how to get this into the goal for the first spot here. And Tucker, do you think Execute has a chance here?
I think they definitely do have a chance. It is a pretty long series, best of 5. A lot can happen in 5 games, a lot more than you think sometimes. But even if Execute aren't able to take this game, even if they're not able to take this series, even if they get 3-0, not scoring a single goal, they're still the lower bracket, which we have seen some crazy teams go down into the lower bracket and just make that their terrain. So Execute could very well be that team. It is in their best interest to win this series, not even touch the lower bracket, but Hey Bro's not going to let up easily, and Execute knows that.
Absolutely. I mean, you do not want to play 1, 2, 3 more games from here if you lose. That's just what it's going to be in the loser's bracket. At least if you win here, you win 2 more and you're in. Then you gotta, if you lose there, you win 3 more. There's just a lot less games that you need to play and a lot less stress that you're going to need to go through if you just win here. So far, it's looking very similar to the last game where the first minute and a half, it's just back and forth, them feeling each other out here, but Creams is setting something up here, and Wavy!
Oh my
bang
goodness.
again! 4 goals, one after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah, it's only been Cream, it's only been Wavy passing or shooting these balls on target. Creams has been passing like crazy. The assists have not been in short stock from Creams and Hockey. It has been going crazy the entire series so far. And sure, we could hop on Wavy the entire game, but that pass from Creams definitely looked Mahomey.
Oh, yes, it absolutely did. And, I mean, Hockey, though, looking really good, too.
Number 5!
Wavy again. Hockey doing a great job there. Oh, my goodness. 100% goal rate so far. Can he keep it up?
How? How is this happening?
I don't know.
Wavy just keeps on going. Big shout out to Hockey on the assist, but Wavy, how are you there every time? It's right place, right time, every single time. Because watching Wavy, he hasn't been going crazy with the mechanics. He's just been playing incredibly smart. The play recognition is crazy. We haven't seen him go for these double resets, these triple resets. He's just been there.
He's just been there, absolutely. Wavy is a lot like maybe a Tyreek Hill with that bit of a speed to get in that same spot. A Michael Crabtree, if you will, as well. Always in the right spot, in the right time. But look at this, Reasonable trying to juggle here, but Hockey is right there on the defensive point. That's the thing that Heybro has that I don't think Execute really does have, a solid defensive backbone, and we're going to need to see them go for it, but Creams gets the first goal for anybody but Wavy. Heybro yet again on top 3-0.
The Wavy haters going crazy right now. They're tired of seeing him, but how can you hate Wavy whenever he's just so good? Creams with an incredible goal. Coin slot shot, too. That was very thin. Got to pull out the protractor and the pencil to get that angle, but you know what? He did it. That he did. And now, Heybro is up 3-0, even faster than in game one. We're just now at the halfway point, and Heybro has already marked and matched what they were at in game one.
Execute is not out of it just yet. We are just past the halfway mark. There is enough time to be able to get at least a tie, potentially even a lead. I think their goal right now is just to get into overtime, whereas Heybro, they're already up super, super high so far, and they want to get a few more goals to try to pad that offensive stat there, right? They're going to need to keep this Execute offense off of the scoring drives here, and you're already kind of seeing that, especially with Impo and Vegas grabbing two demos there, and Vegas will take the first goal for Execute in this series.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. Beautiful pass upfield from Resinal straight into Vegas and dead center into the net. Heybro, for the first time this series has been scored on. If Execute can string a couple more, we might go into game 3 with a tied up series. But once again, Execute needs to get a couple of more, and Heybro, it's a very, very good team when it comes to forgetting the past and just setting your sights on the future. They don't dwell on mistakes for too long.
That is something that you need to think about, especially, I would say, in any esports scene. You know, the past matches can weigh down on you, and you just got to forget it every single time. Looks like they're trying to do that right now with a bit of a setup in the blue zone here on this half of the pitch. Already seeing a lot of airplay here, especially Creams trying to set it up for goal. Hockey doing the exact same thing. Resinal and Vegas, though, doing a great job so far on the defense. Hockey taking out Impo. Creams could do something here, and Wavy was just too late to try to respond. They're trying to make something work here, though, and it will be cleared back to the orange side.
One more time, a 50 right in the center for Vegas, and they've done it one more time as well. Execute now getting 2 in a row. An awkward touch from Creams does not work out the way Heybro wants it to, and Execute executes on the mistake, only trailing by 1 with 40 seconds to go. This is very, very doable.
Heybro needs to hold on in these final 30 seconds. Execute, though, has plenty of time to figure out something and figure out how to tie this game. Get into overtime. They almost did it there. They might do it right here. Oh, my goodness. What a defense, though, from Heybro. Vegas is right there in their faces, but they do not blink. They do not back down. Impo, though, bringing it back, trying to see if maybe Vegas or Resinal can pick up a little bit of the slack here, get some more points here, get at least one more in the final 10 seconds. It's coming down to the wire.
5 seconds to go, and Heybro has control over it, but they fall off of it, trying to go back on the defense. Ball touches the ground for the last time before regulation ends. A big skirmish right in front of the net. Double commit from Heybro, but Creams has a lot of boost to work with. The flip reset is good enough to delay. And by the skin of their teeth, Heybro is going to get away with game 2. Only by 1, though.
Only by 1, indeed. It is a 2-0 Heybro game. Hey, love the rhymes. Love the rhymes. You know, ever since I dropped that, Eminem has been mad silent. But Execute, you got to come back right now. Right now is your time to do it. We've seen reverse sweeps happen before. And of course, we don't want to be here all day. But, like, come on. This is already really good Rocket League. And if anybody could take down Heybro, it could be Execute.
Yeah, Execute's only about a half step behind Heybro. If they can pick up the pace in the first minute or so in Game 3, they have a real chance of winning it and then possibly turning into a reverse sweep. But they need to stay disciplined throughout these next 3 games. If they start to slip at all, Heybro is going to take that inch and make a mile.
They need to make a mountain out of a molehill, take inches, make them into miles. Absolutely here, Tucker. And it looks like they're trying to do this right now. Impo's trying to bring this ball closer and closer into Heybro territory. But Hey Bro's already on it, trying to keep the defense going. And the past 2 games, you haven't seen a whole lot of goal action going on in the first minute and a half or so. Around this point is when you start seeing your first goals. I hope we're going to see that here very soon. Creams is going to clear at the moment, looking like Hey Bro's going to try to strike first yet again.
Of a shot from Hey Bro. This time it's Hockey. Vegas is the one to save it. Wavy with an awkward touch, but Hockey puts it right back online into the backboard of Execute. Now they've got to find a way to stretch this ball out and try to get it away, but Hey Bro's not going to let him have it. Execute, all 3 players bunched up in the same zone, and it still takes everything they have to clear it out, and in that, they still have Hey Bro nagging at their necks.
Hey Bro is at their throats at the moment. This is the least action we've seen so far. And any of these games, Vegas almost grabbing one as well. My goodness. But, I mean, it's going back and forth right now. And Wavy, yet again, gets a goal. Striking first for Hey Bro. He wants to get out of here. Hey, we need a 3-0 right now.
Who else but Wavy? Wavy does it yet again. Hockey on the pass. MVP of the series so far, but Creams and Hockey have been stepping right beside him the entire time. I'm gonna praise Hockey and Creams for now. They have been putting on so many shots, and so few of them have gone in. It's only been 1 shot that ended in a goal from anybody else than Wavy, and that was Creams, I think, in Game 2.
Yes.
Didn't he get 2 in Game 2?
I believe he got 2 in Game 2, but Wavy has been doing most of the offensive back work here. Doing a great job at the moment as well. You also had Vegas and Impo, I believe, scoring goals in that last game, but it's been by and far a Wavy MVP Balloon d'Or experience. I think Balloon d'Or, the MVP of soccer. I think I definitely messed that up. Ballon d'Or, thank you. I'm American. I don't know anything.
Halfway through, and Hey Bro only leading by 1. This is a doable game for Execute if they can get their nerves under control. Try not to think about the verge of elimination that they are on and just play their game. It is very hard to play your game when you're going up against a team like Hey Bro, so constrictive and so controlling of the pitch, but you just have to find those weak spots in their game. Every Rocket League team has a weak spot. Hey Bro as well, no matter how hard it is to find.
It's super hard to find Hey Bro's soft spot right now. It's super hard to figure it out, but I mean, hey, if you're trying to get down that air duct or whatever they were shooting at the Death Star in Star Wars there, you need to find it, and you need to find it now. You're a minute 40 in, and you're a minute 40 coming up here. You need 1 goal to send it to OT. That's all you need, Execute, but it's just going back and forth. It's going to be a long-range goal. Vegas gets it just in time with the save. Hockey, though, is not taking that for an answer, and Wavy, yet again, gets a goal off the back of Hockey there. What a great team play.
I think that brings Wavy to 7 goals on the series so far, which is
I think so.
Insane to think about. Yes, because I remember in Game 2, Wavy scored 2 goals because he had 5 in a row. So now he's at 7 on the series in just 3 games, and with a minute 20 to go, he could very well score more if Execute's not careful.
Execute needs to be as careful as possible, almost getting a good corner goal there from range, but Execute's not going to let this stop here. Great job, though, Hockey. What a save there. Keeping it fresh in the goal box as well. Creams will be back here as well to help defend their 3-0 victory here in the next 50 seconds.
Postseason taking it slow, beating out Wavy on that 50-50, and Impo's going to have a setup for it, but Creams gets in the way, and Hockey has that clear, catching Resinal off guard, forcing him to come off that main line. Wavy driving it down. 50's won away by Resinal yet again, but Execute not able to turn it into an offensive possession. Yet again, Hey Bro turns the tide back onto Execute, puts the pressure right back on. 30 seconds to go, and Execute needs to score twice.
Execute in their final moments here will be sent down to the lower bracket at the moment, so they need it. Creams, though, putting a nail in the coffin there. It is 3-0 Hey Bro. there's no way, unless you get 2-3 goals off kickoff, that you can respond with that. I think we start playing the violins for Execute.
One goal every 6 seconds. Actually, I don't think I have seen. I don't think I have seen crazier things. Like, sure, it's a technical possibility, but at some point you have to factor in probability. And with that said, that's gonna pretty much end us off. Hey, bro, starting off with a 3-0. When if Execute's not able to get one of the next 5 seconds, we're gonna end off with a 3-0. And it looks like that's what we're going to do. One more shot, saved away, denies the consolation goal. Execute, you go down to the lower bracket with nothing. Hey, bro, with a swift 3-0.
Swift 3-0 indeed, and Execute getting 2 goals, but 2 goals is not enough, especially when Wavy was just on MVP caliber the entire time. This is his year to shine, and I mean, so far, as looking at the bracket here, this is the first game to finish up. They're going to be facing off against whoever wins G Buffo or Boise State. Currently, that is at Game 3, tied 1-1 at the moment. And that Game 3 just started as well. So, if you had to guess, do you think Hey Bro can just stay dominant this entire day and just get right into the draw main event?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's anybody in Pool 1 that can stop Hey Bro. Of course, I want to be wrong. I want an interesting storyline. I want a wrench to be thrown into what's supposed to happen. But Hey Bro is just so good. Wavy has been the off-season king. There has been nobody throughout the community that's come even close to what he has managed to do. And it's showing today. Hey Bro is them, Wavy is him, and I don't know if anyone's going to even come close, at least in Pool 1.
I really don't think so either. I mean, hey, if this whole TSM rumor does progress past it being a rumor, you've got a great team. You've got an amazing team. Creams and Hockey were doing amazing work, both offensively and mainly defensively. And Wavy was being that Michael Jordan-esque dunker, grabbing those goals and stuff. Whereas Creams and Hockey took a backseat, kind of did a little bit more Scottie Pippen type ball playing there, passing it over to Wavy, and he was finding all the holes in that defense.
Yeah, it's the Pippen and Rodman secondary straight to that Michael Jordan. It's really reminiscent of the Bulls. It does not get any better than what Hey Bro just put on. I mean, 3-0 against Execute. Execute is a really good team. It's not like this is a team of nobodies. Resinal, Vegas, and Impo are 3 of the better players in the bubble. So to take a 3-0 over them is definitely something to write home about.
Definitely something to write home with that. But I mean, look, Hey Bro, they got the first round out at draw 8. They want to get further, maybe even further than their best result of 3rd and 4th in the draw 7. We'll see here after this break who we're going to work on getting a next matchup here. We got CryoStims and Tucker. Tucker, you're staying on. I'm going off. CryoStims is going to be filling in for me. So stay tuned. We'll have more draw action come to you next.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins.
I mean, okay, okay. Well,
Okay,
apparently we were muted or
Never mind.
something. You know, we were told by production that it was a cat issues, and these two teams, they're already in game. You know, despite Tucker, he may be a trucker trying to haul ass over to my room, but still we're behind the pace, and so we got to catch up here in game one of Hey Bro and G Buff. I was about to combine the two because either way, this series is going to be a banger.
Yeah, just trying to truck my way on into the casting booth, but I was already pulled over once. I can't go over the speed limit again, or I might get pulled over again. Then we're really screwed. But anyway, on to the action. Game one, both of these teams coming off of a win. First one was a little bit more dominant than the other. Hey Bro taking a 3-0 over Execute. Meanwhile, G Buffo taking out the college roster, Boise State, in 3-1 fashion. So Hey Bro coming off of a big win. G Buffo coming off of a bit more of a struggle.
Was it though? I mean, it was 3-1. It was still, by looks of it, a pretty dominating fashion, just like Hazel's opening the scoring there. I don't know. I was expecting Hebro to actually be the ones with the early dominating performance, but Hazel just gets the early aerial challenge and knows how to finish that one.
Yeah. Sometimes you get caught off guard. You got to be careful when it comes to Hazel. Very quick player. The entirety of G Buffo can catch you off guard and end the rally in the flip of a switch. So Hey Bro's going to have to be really careful with every move they make. One more shot from Buffy, and this one nearly goes in. Almost puts Hey Bro down by 2. Doesn't take them too long to get their offense cooking.
Yeah, they have to, I would say, step it up a little bit because it does seem like G Buffo have come out of the gate early here. They've definitely set the tempo for this game. And G-Man, he was in deep there, maybe looking for some offensive bumps. But this is a prime opportunity for Creams. He's got a little bit to work with, but can't quite get it past Hazo in the air, though. So now Buffy trying to transition this one out. But Hockey, he has an open net, passes it over to Creams. Can Creams finish? No, he can't. And so Hey Bro looking, I would say, a little shaky right now compared to their Series 1 performance. Oh no, that stays out.
Oh, somehow it stays out. Wavy's going to give themselves one more chance. Carries it over. Flip reset is a little too high. No one on the finish. And Hey Bro's going to have to set this one up one more time. Hey Bro, Wavy carrying it up. Once again is hit away by G-Man. Another shot slid in straight to the net, but it somehow stays out. The goalpost just keeps ruining the day of Hey Bro.
Well, clearly, Hey Bro didn't recruit the post because right now that post is definitely the MVP of this game. You know, the most valuable post. It hit the inside of the post and bounced out. And now G-Man at the other end knows how to finish that one as well. So G Buffo are now up 2-0 on Hey Bro.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Did not expect this. Halfway through, G Buffo taking the cake and just running all the way through it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And Hey Bro, they have really struggled. They've got a couple of shots, but nothing has really come close except for that point slot from Wavy. But we were just talking about it. It hit the inside of the post and went out. So the Rocket League King might not be on the side of Hey Bro, at least for game one.
There's still plenty of time left on the clock, though. There's 2 minutes. We've seen Hey Bro being able to flip the script before. They are, I believe, the favorites to win this draw, or at least make it to the main day. And that's Creams with a shot. Good save by Buffy. And we're starting to see that they're gaining their traction. We do know it's winter outside, and in game one, they just forgot to put on their chains. And with you being a trucker, Tucker, you know all about traction.
Yes, I do. Got to get those winter tires or else I will slide off into the guardrail. Not fun time. Hey Bro, now the clock starting to run a little bit thinner. There's still some time to work with, but it's in their best interest to get a goal within the next minute or so because they don't want to go down by 2 with less than a minute to go. And Wavy knows that, understands that, and puts that into the bottom left corner. An awkward 50 from Buffy ends this rally in favor of Hey Bro.
Hey Bro with the lucky break there. As you said, that was an awkward 50. It went straight up, straight down, right on to Wavy, and he know what to do with that one. I thought it may have been a ground pinch, but no, it was just a nice clean power hit as it bounced off the pitch. And a great backboard defense there by G-Man. But still, Hockey looking dangerous. Now, G Buffo, they have the 1-goal lead, but they really don't want to take their foot off the pedal right now because Hebro got some traction. You really don't want to give them any more, and that's going to be an open net for Wavy, and suddenly, tied game within 30 seconds.
And in comes Mr. MVP, Wavy, to do it yet again, ties this thing up, and this is what you were talking about. We've seen them flip the script insanely fast before, and there we go. With just a minute to go, Hebro is all tied up, and all of a sudden, they're in a great position to steal this game one away from G Buffo if they're not careful.
If they're not careful, but now I think that G Buffo, they've seen where some holes are in their defense, and they should be able to quickly adapt if they are playing at this level. Now, G-Man, he's trying to find Buffy with the pass. That's a bit of an awkward shot. Can he carry it in? And yes, he does. Buffy beats out the goaltenders and finds the goal-ahead goal with 38 seconds left on the clock.
I do not know how that one went in. That one was for sure going to the outside. I'm a firm believer that the goalpost plays favorites in this game, and for game one, it is on the side of G Buffo. Can we look into the into the deeper parts? I think there might be some paying off going on. Like, with all due respect, not accusing, but it's a possibility.
Now, you can just say there's enough Buffy room there to make that shot. You know, you thought he was going out, but there was that room, and he manages to get in off the post as well. But yeah, as you said, it could be suspicious with who is paying off the post right now. And that's a decent shot, but there comes off the inside of the post back out. And Hebro seems to be under a lot of pressure in these dying seconds. And so game one should be in favor of G Buffo here, but still, until that clock hits 0, there's always a chance. And Hockey does a great job keeping it up. He's trying to drop it down for a teammate, but Cream sends it wide. Can they recover? And no, they can't. So G Buffo takes game one against Hebro.
Another touch from Hebro. That could have been a goal, and the tying goal at that. But G Buffo holds it down just long enough. MVP G-Man, did it all with a goal, 2 assists, 2 saves, and 2 shots. So 50% shot to goal ratio is very solid, very, very good from G-Man. G Buffo playing a really balanced game of Rocket League. Didn't see too many weak spots at the start. Hebro started to get things going, but they adapted really quickly. If they can keep that up, then they might be in for a swift series.
Possibly. And one thing that I noticed there in those post-screen stats was that Hazel had 6 shots. Hebro had 7 total. So their offense definitely seems to be lacking, or at least not getting balls on net like they should be. So that would be one area that I want to see Hebro step it up. Just put balls on net, get those shot credits in. Even if you're not scoring, you're building that pressure. Because right now, G Buffo has the momentum like a charging Buffalo.
Ooh, Buffy. Awkward play off the wall. Somehow, G Buffo still gets the better of it. Buffy running all the way down into the net, nearly striking that ball just right to score. They miss out by just an inch or 2. Hebro now in control, booting that ball towards the blue net, but G Buffo keeping it out for now.
Ooh, but Creams picks this one up, pops it high, doesn't have the boost he would want to chase that one down himself, so he lets it go. And it's going to be a lot of contesting on that side wall there. Neither team really wants to give it the ball, and I always like to see the early offensive challenges going down. You know, pressure the enemy team in their zone as soon as they get the ball, so that way they can't set up the plays. And right now, it seems like G Buffo are doing a great job of setting up their own plays, and Hebro, they seem to be relying more on individual skill. I butchered that so hard, but that's okay.
Another shot on target, barely saved away his Creams, and they're going to follow it a little bit further down, off the backboard, no one there to finish. Hazo clears it out, perfect timing. One more reset from G-Man, looks to set it up for Buffy, another shot too far wide. The big post does it yet again, and now I think it's Hebro paying them off.
Either way, the post is the MVP. There's no other doubt in this series. No one else even comes close in the amount of saves or clutch moments that these posts have had. And now G-Man, backboard, trying to transition this one out. Does get it past one, but Creams is there. He should look to cut and rotate for it. Does pick it up. Nice. And he has, I believe that was Hockey on the... Oh no, that's Wavy there. But you can see Hero trying to set some plays up, trying to find some ways to connect. But G Buffalo are just taking away their passing lanes. They're challenging in the air. And it does feel like Hebro aren't firing on all cylinders yet. Like their engines aren't quite warmed up to where they should be.
And this was where Execute was struggling in the first series of the day. G Buffalo is doing everything right against Hebro. You have to play constrictive, have to shut down those passing lanes, and Execute was having a really hard time doing that in the first series of the day. G Buffalo is playing that really well. Hebro's not getting anything to their teammates. And I mean, we're 3 minutes in. We have not scored yet. G Buffalo has arguably been the better team throughout this game. I believe the shots are pretty similar, but I think it's more about the consistency as well as just the persistency and proficiency from G Buffalo. Every single drive, they made something happen, whether it was a close shot or whether it was a goal like that one. G Buffalo had a little bit more precision and a little bit more bang for buck on those rallies, and it pays off.
Yeah, their fuel economy right now is a lot better than Hebro.
Exactly.
Whatever analogy you want to use, G Buffalo are just the more efficient team. But I have to give credit to Hebro where they have stemmed a lot of the bleeding that they had in the first game, because G Buffalo only has one goal. At this point in game one, they were at 2 goals. G Buffalo was working towards their 3rd goal. So the game state is different, but G Buffalo still seems to be in control of it overall. And while this hasn't been an overly physical game, there's been enough disruptive bumps coming out of G Buffalo that it has actually made an impact, which has been great to see. And it definitely feels like, hey, bro, they got to step it up. But that's going to be a double touch off the wall with Wavy finishing it. And there we go. Another tied game right around that 1 minute mark.
So difficult to keep Creams and Wavy out forever, though. Eventually, they're going to get an open net. And they're going to take as much as they can with said open net. Point in movement right there from Hebro. Ties this game up. 1 minute to go. G Buffalo had a fantastic start. If they can finish this out, this is going to be their game and take this in a 2-0 lead going into the match point. But hey, bro, it took them a while to get themselves under their feet, or rather than feet under themselves, but they're there.
Oh, ooh, right. Hazel with a great save there, trying to transition out. And I think what happened was that G Buffalo got the goal-ahead lead, and then they took their foot off the gas for just a moment, giving Hey Bro the space needed to get that tying goal. So G Buffalo, they really need to keep the pressure on, and they're starting to do that again because we're seeing Hey Bro constantly clumped as 3. Their spacing, their triangle is very, very small compared to what G Buffalo is. So G Buffalo has the pitch to work with. And it looks like here in game 2, we will be going to an overtime unless they can finish this one. But I don't think they can. But somehow the ball stays in the air. Cream's trying to look for something. But there it is. Hits the pitch. Game 2 overtime. Jay Tucker, who wins it right here, right now? Prediction.
It's so hard because this team has been so good at different points in this game. First half was all G Buffalo. Second half was more of a balanced side. So it's looking like either team could take it very realistically. I'm honestly expecting a pretty long overtime, maybe 2-3 minutes. I'm not going to predict a team because I don't want to be wrong, but I'm thinking this overtime is going to last quite a while. So strap in.
Well, you do know how to strap in because you are a trucker. You know how to
secure
your loads after all. And so this overtime is looking to deliver, and that's a great save by Creams, but a better shot by Hazel there to get that pressure. And G Buffalo definitely, I would say, striking first while the iron is still smoldering for them, because Hebro did take some of that heat away. But overall, we're nearing that 1 minute mark, and it does seem like G Buffalo, they are in control of this game. But I think Hebro, if they get any sort of passing lane, they will definitely overtake G Buffalo.
Who needs to be hit is that ball. Thankfully, Creams gets it done, but Buffy's gonna be the one to score, and G Buffalo will take game 2 as well. Beautiful shot, slammed down like volleyball, and all 3 players on that net can't save it away. It's gonna be G Buffalo taking it to match point.
The thing about that goal is that that ball was slammed down in front of the net so that it bounced up into the net, which is how it got in because it snuck in over top of the defender. It didn't go under, it went over top from the bounce. Oh,
So hard to defend. Those shots that bounce down, go up. It's so difficult because you think it's just going to go straight to the net, quickest way from point A to point B. But when you add those bounces, when you add those curves, when you coin slot those shots, it's so difficult to judge where it's going because the bounces are sometimes very unpredictable. And this time, Hebro was not ready for it at all.
It creates that moment of hesitation. Even if it's not hesitation, it's a moment of calculation where you have to predict the ball's flight path, right? Or bounce path. But that doesn't matter right now because, hey, bro, they've had enough of G Buffo right now, and they've taken their first lead of this series. I can't believe I'm saying that in Game 3 with Hey Bro.
It's really crazy to think that Hebro took that long to get the lead, but I mean, we were talking about bounces and angles and all of that stuff, and you know what Hebro just does? Straight line. Point A to point B in the quickest way. Sometimes you can't beat the basics, and it's moments like that when you just put shot after shot after shot on target, eventually one of them's going in.
Eventually, yes. It's always a numbers game after all. But still, the numbers have not been favorable for Hebro, where they have been for G Buffo. And Buffy had a chance there. Couldn't quite finish it though. And so, Hebro keep their lead for now. And there's Buffy with another opportunity. Wavy is in back on net. Does put that one. Actually, that was Crossbar that caught that one. Hockey, ball's a little away from there. But so far, Hebro, they're managing to avoid the dangerous opportunities that G Buffo have scored on before, but it's been close. And hey, bro, they can't relax for a second.
No, G Buffo was making sure that they're on their toes for a 100% of this game, which is the way to beat Hebro. They're not a perfect Rocket League team. They are one of the best in North America at the moment, but they are not perfect, and it shows that G Buffo knows how to beat them, as they've done it for Game 1 and Game 2. They're trailing right now in Game 3, but I mean, they got a lot of buffer. Creams looks to double up on the lead. They're going to do it. And G Buffo is now starting to think, do we really know what we're doing? Because Hebro is starting to cook. They're starting to really warm up. And Hebro is looking like they've looked the entire offseason, and they're looking like they looked in Series 1.
To be honest, even after watching that replay, I'm not sure how Creams played that ball. It looked like he was going to go for a double tap, maybe off the backboard, but he let the ball just coast. Did he go for the intentional demo in the air, which is why G-Man couldn't reach the ball? I just can't quite tell, but it doesn't matter. Is Creams strikes again. And well, hey bro, I guess you could say they're starting to have a happy time now.
Think so. Possibly Game 4. We thought that maybe G Buffo was going to take this quickly, and Hebro was not going to be able to combat this, but I mean, it's Hebro. We should have known. Wavy starting to become a little bit less effective than in the first series. I think G Buffo starting to target Wavy a little bit more. But whenever you target one, another one starts the come up. In comes Creams with a hat trick. The pass from Hockey works perfectly, and Hebro now leading by 4.
It's hard to know what to say right now because the script, the established narrative for this series has been thrown out the window this game. In match point for G Buffo, Hebro have completely taken over the game. But as I say that, Hazo says we're not done yet, and they get one back. It's still a 3-goal deficit, but they still have more than half the game to play. So it is by far a long shot, but it could still happen that G Buffo sweeps Hebro.
And that's the X factor that we have not mentioned yet. There's still a lot of time left to play. Hebro.
Okay.
What is that? G Buffo lets that one go all the way through. Big error on the rotation. And Hebro has the easiest goal of the game so far. But it's still over halfway to go. Copium for G Buffo. There's still 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. It's only a 4-goal deficit. This is doable.
Ooh. Either way, they can say that they haven't been shut out by Hebro, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. If Hebro really are the best team in this tournament, right? It's like playing against Canada in hockey, right? But either way, not to mix sport analogies too much, it's still Hebro looking for something, but Creams couldn't quite finish that one. And now that's going to be up to pass G-Man. G-Man, he gets robbed by Hockey as he had an open net there. Great back defense there by Hebro. And I think without a doubt, Hebro, they've found the steering wheel at least, because they've taken control of this game.
It's the fountain of youth for Hebro. It looked like they fell off in game 1 and 2, I'm not going to lie, but they found what they need to do. They found the special juice to keep G Buffo at ease for now, and they can take this game into game 4 with a new sense of the series, and hopefully for them, they can ride that momentum all the way out through to the win.
But that means that no matter what, we're looking at game 5 here if Hebro wants to win it, right? G Buffo, they have multiple chances to win it before it's on that ultimate series point. But I don't think they want to go to a game 5 with Hebro having momentum. So G Buffo, they really got to show some life here in this last minute of game 3. Show that this game was actually just a fluke, that they still are in control of the series and it hasn't just completely unraveled for them. Ooh.
Wavy hits it up. Tries to keep it under control, but Buffy's not going to let him have it. Like you said, a consolation goal would be massive for the momentum as well as the mental of G Buffo, because yeah, they kind of got smacked around in this game, but if they can turn that 4-goal deficit into maybe a 3-goal deficit in the last 30 seconds, then that is a much different scoreline. That's a much different thought process when you go into game 4. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think Hebro's going to give it to him.
Probably not with how they're playing. And also looks like Hebro is just trying to kill the clock right now. I think they had a couple opportunities where they could have rammed another ball into that, but they're like, no, we'll just take the 5-minute win here, move on to game 4, and go from there. And I'm surprised that ball was actually not touching the pitch there. It looked pretty close. And G Buffo still having the last shot on net, still fighting to the very, very end of this game 3, shows that they are not going to go quietly into the night. They will not let Hebro have an easy revenge here, an easy reverse sweep. They will throw as much dirt on the floor as they can.
I definitely like that. They got the last shot. Sure, it didn't go in. But if it wasn't last second and if they had another 5 seconds, it didn't matter if the ball touched the ground, that was for sure going to be a goal for G Buffo. That is the way that you have to think about it. We got the last shot. That was going to be a goal. We can score on this team, so let's go out and do it in game 4. As G Buffo, great start to the series. Game 3 was a little lackluster, but it's a brand new dawn. Game 4, scoreline resets.
And I think one thing that Hebro has been doing, they've been going for, I want to say, the stretch passes. They haven't been going for the quick tic-tac-toes. Their very first play in this game 4 was that stretch pass where it was basically goal line up to the aerial person around midfield for the shot. They're finding space on the long passes, which G Buffo can't quite defend as easily because it puts them out of, or mispositions them, right, to make that challenge. So Hebro definitely starting to find their passing lanes that G Buffo had definitely shut down in game 1 and 2.
Awkward touch from Hebro. He leaves it up to Hazo. Beautiful shot. Coin slots it in. Buffy on the assist. The Hebro-Hazo rhyme does it yet again. And 1 goal in. It's G Buffo to strike first, which I definitely like to see.
As the saying goes, which we all know by now, the players included, teamwork makes the dream work right there. And one thing that I liked was that Hazel didn't immediately try to chase his own ball. He left it for Buffy to play so he could get further up the pitch for Buffy to then pass to him. Great communication there by the side of G Buffy. And that is something that you don't easily get to see, is how the teams are communicating. But when they're leaving balls for teammates like that, you know the communications are on point. You know they're actually talking. They're not inside their own head. Their mental is still going strong. They're not feeling defeated. They're feeling spicy.
Very spicy. It's starting to burn the mouth just a little bit. Gonna need to get some milk. One more shot from G-Man, and I respect the shot attempt, knowing it's not going in, but, I mean, you know what the saying is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. But this time, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but no way hockey misses this one, right? Hebro has a straight-up catwalk into the net.
I mean, I've seen some of those crazy montage videos where the posts actually seem to shift and slide. I don't know if that was a mod or not. I'm just saying, the posts can be shifty at times. But either way, hey bro, they tie it up at one apiece, and there's the post making a save there. Creams keeps this one in the offensive end, and he's looking for a centering play off the backboard. Neither Hockey or Creams could get it down there, and so this is an opportunity for G Buffy. He's trying to follow that one, but can't quite find the second touch or the pass needed. But either way, this game, the tempo is starting to pick up, I feel. Both teams, great passing play. Once again, Buffy to Hazo.
I mean, it's a simple pass and play. It takes it up high, and Hazo smacks it down low, top left corner. And I love that goal explosion. I'm gonna take it off the balance for a sec. I love that goal explosion so much. It's so silly with the shooting cowboy. But either way, back to the game. Incredible stuff from G Buffo. Not letting Hebro's goal get under their skin too much, as they immediately get their feet back under themselves, start walking in a straight line, and good things happen. They score a goal and they take the lead right back.
Ooh. So basically 2 minutes left on the clock. G Buffy or G Buffo have the series, the game in their control. They're playing it well. They're consistently challenging Hebro early on and pretty quickly as well. It does seem like Hebro seems a little scattered. But Hebro, they just had a monstrous Game 3 performance, and then they looked like they look like Simba, you know, a weak lion. They got a little bit of a roar, but no bite. What happened?
Hockey keeps it out of the center line, which is where you need to keep it when you're on your defense. If your ball's in the center line, push it off to the corner. You cannot get scored on when the ball's in that corner. It forces them to make another touch. Good recognition from Habo. So now they start to turn it on to the other way. Buffy, though, has a shot to the backboard, but it's beaten away. Hebro not letting them get any real estate on that wood. One more shot from Buffy, straight to the pass, but the demo from Wavy will deny and keep this game within arm's reach. And now Hebro has an attempt to push it back down.
I touched on the physicality earlier in the series, and there we see one of the best examples. You just demo the person they're passing to, you prevent the shot, prevent the goal, and suddenly your team may have an opportunity. It didn't quite work out like that, but still, they got the ball back in their possession for a little bit. But either way, it's the final 30 seconds on the clock here in Game 4. It is series point for G Buffo right now, but it's only a 1-goal game. And so, hey, bro, I know they've pulled over, they've pulled out the spare, the jack, the tire wrench, and even the kitchen sink, because they're going to throw everything they have at G Buffo right now to finish this game out. But G Buffo, they've been solid all around, and they have the ball in the offensive end right now. J-Man just popping it up in that corner, killing time, and now that's Buffy with a shot. Goes up, Hazo, clock hits 0. They just need the ball to hit the pitch, and there it is. G Buffo, they take the series off of Hebro. Whoa.
What an upset. Coming into today, you did not think that Hebro was going to go down to the lower bracket without qualifying. Like, Hebro was the top team coming into this pool, at least. There's some really good teams throughout these pools, but Hebro was like the team in Pool 1, and they go out into the lower bracket in the semifinals against G Buffo. And I mean, incredible game, G-Man, Buffy, and Hazo. I could not find a fault in their game. They played a perfect series of Rocket League.
Perfect is subjective because after all, they did drop a series to or not a series, but they did drop a game to Haybro in somewhat commanding fashion. But either way, their mental resilience to bounce back in game 4, not let Haybro continue that snowball was, I would say, was impeccable, right? Like you used the right word there, remarkable. They took down the top seeded team in this tournament. They did it in stellar fashion as well. And I guarantee you that this is how teams will have to take down Haybro in the lower bracket as well. So this is going to be a textbook series that teams will refer to, but that is it for this series. So we are going to throw it to the break, and when we come back, I'll be hopping out for another caster, and we'll continue the Rocket League action. So see you then.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We've got G Buffalo versus Hey Bro up on the screen right now. I am Zektech here with Wacy, and we will be your casters for this game. We are very excited coming in here in the third round. This will decide who will go uppers and who will go down through lower on the loss. All right, looks like we are changing the names around. It is deleted XD on the blue team.
Yeah, you can tell definitely a little bit rushed coming into this one. We had the opportunity to watch Hey Bro over the course of the morning and kind of seen them go through the rounds. We saw them take their first round against Execute, then lose out against G Buffalo just not too long ago. And it looks like they're keeping the train going. But gotta imagine Zektech, the stamina has gotta take a serious hit, the fatigue. These guys have played 2 series in a row and now they're doing the third.
Yeah, but I mean, 2 dubs in a row will definitely keep that momentum and that spirit high. So that's going to help going to this game a lot. Hard to see here, those that get some good shots on net. A little high, the follow-up just off the post here. And these shots from Haybro just being a little bit wide, but they've got a lot of possession here, a lot of pressure on the net. So the XD Exile, got a lot of pressure on them right now in this first half of the game.
Yeah, already a good look from Hey Bro as they're holding on. They're starting to bring up some offense as well. And while they did slow down a little bit in their previous series, we're excited to see them start to bring it up. Here's Creams. He's off the ceiling. Couple of boosts to work with as well. He keeps the play alive, but good on Hey Bro. Building up so much space, so much momentum. Looking like they might be the favorites here in the early part of game number 1.
Yeah, so you got to believe it. I mean, these guys have been so good in all of these community tournaments that we've seen in the off season here for LCS. And I believe they have been picked up.
No.
Right now, Wavy's picking up a goal for himself. Perfect little pinch there off the opponent to go right on in. That's a heck of a dunk.
Oh man, that 50 could not have been worse for XD Exile as Hey Bro watches this one go into the back of the net. First for Hey Bro, the first seed for this tournament, a little bit of a hiccup, but after that, it looks like starting this series strong. Humphrey to the skies, he's over 1, but not past the second as Hey Bro, the defense on equal caliber as the offense.
And it is that well-roundedness of this team that has served them so well through the draw so many times. And coming in here, getting this first goal and just showing up right now, in the uppers, not dropping a single series so far. And that sort of communication and connection of the whole team as a great unit here. See this pass coming through just off target, the follow-up off the top, and the shot will go in. Creams again. Just that connection. 1, 2, 3, all three players linking up.
Yep, we've seen it time and time again, not just through this draw tournament, but through the past. Hey, bro, this communication, this teamwork has never been one to disappoint. Exile at a loss for words right now as they watch Hey, bro connect over and over. What do you do to shut down the passes? It's going to be the name of the game for Exile here as they look for a dunk on the goal line. Quickly denied courtesy of Hey, bro. Hawk from the skies, one left to back to keep it out of the back of the net as Exile keep themselves away from a third.
And just the speed of rotation here out of Hey Bro. And the ability to follow up on one another so quickly and just fill those gaps has really served them so well, both on offense and defense, to maintain pressure and keep any dangerous shots, always having a player behind that ball, just making sure it is getting blocked away, knocked off to the side. And again, just recollecting this ball so quickly. Already 2 players going for it. The bump play coming through, and Wavy, the low 50, will not be stopped.
And that's where that 1v1 expertise comes into play. We've not just seen Wavy playing the draw, he's been around the scene playing these once tournaments, and now you can tell that low 50, perfection from Hey Bro as they slam in a third. Looking unstoppable in game number 1 as Exile, no response just yet, Zek.
No response yet, and this aerial play out of Hey Bro is just an absolutely spectacular. Controlling and pre-jumping and reading all of these touches out of deleted XD. They just can't seem to find the space to have control for too long before Hey Bro was back on top of him again like white on rice.
Once again, Hey Bro looking dangerous as they slam a couple of plays towards the backboard. Exile having a tough time keeping control in their own half. It's taking all of their resources to break out. I mean, take a look at the boost numbers. It's only Humphrey who's really got anything to work with, whereas Hey Bro continued to bear down on 4th, averaging a goal per minute. Simply unstoppable, Zach.
Just absolutely, and that double tap, just perfect timing around the one player behind the other. Hey Bro are absolutely locked in right now coming into game 1, and I think they want to get a nice clean sweep. Otherwise, deleted XT is going to have what an uphill climb to come back.
Yeah, I imagine they're going to be taking a little bit of time in between games to try and figure it out, Zach, because right now, no solution just yet. Once again, they try to get something going, but it's instantly stopped. This pinch towards the midfield could be good to work with, but once again, Hey Bro, counter-attack, Wavy from the skies. Looks for the flip reset, but no cigar this time around. But I am afraid that Exile is going to be in for the long haul, Zach.
We do see here some jumps out of Exile. They are getting up a bit earlier, trying to get up in front and block away a lot of these attempts before they start to form from Hey Bro. And that has helped them sort of really block them out in this last minute of the game. They have started to figure this out, but then it is wide open. It is launched downfield. Creams! Absolute sniper shot from the far end.
It was only a matter of time. It felt like they were averaging a goal per minute for the first 4 minutes, and who's to say they won't keep that trend going? Hey Bro for a 5th as they cleanly lock out game number 1. And in this very short best of 3, that game number 1 puts them on match point.
And what appears to be a double Spanish, I believe. I'm not sure what that kickoff was, but Hey Bro looking absolutely comfortable here in game number 1. A clean 5-0 win. And man, Creams putting up 700 points, 3 goals, the Wavy close 2 behind him, and Hockey just absolutely filling out this roster. And it is a team that obviously has just worked so well together and continues to do so time after time.
Yep, we've been talking about it all day long. The Miracle roster that got signed by the Tier 1 Oregon, they are showing you why, chat. Here we go, game number 2, it's Hey Bro, as they've got a lot of momentum coming into it. Exile have they figured out a response yet? They didn't take much time in between games. They're firing on all cylinders, and we got to see some of that magic come out here in game number 2.
Well, popped up top. This could be dangerous. Trying to read it here, but Salado will be able to take this off to the side wall. Get a decent bump, but it is quickly taken away by Creams. Hey Bro is not letting Deleted XD form any sort of completed attack. You know, one player might get a bit of a lace down the field, but they can't seem to find any good passing connections. As Hockey will slide that one in the bottom right corner. No one on defense able to stop it.
And is that another low 50 from Hawk? I mean, these guys have been pulling it off again and again. Back in game number 1, it was wavy for the low 50. Now Hawk has taken a page out of that textbook. Here in game number 2, hey bro, the momentum has never wavered one bit. Exile trying to build something up on the offensive end. No challenge found this time around as Wavy, another counterattack from the skies. He's going to be looking for a challenge. Exile starting to get some of their own passing plays going though as well.
That's what you want to see out of XD right now, is being able to find one another. But right now, Hockey is just finding that net time after time. The flip reset so perfectly placed. Just the softest toucher here to get over one. And the man, Salado, coming out with the squishy save. Could not read his Hockey. Just tosses it to the far corner. Absolutely unstoppable.
This guy has been a magician here in game number 2. A bit silent in game number 1, I must say, but he's definitely picked it up. Creams and Wavy more than happy to take a supporting role, and Wavy in particular, he's been looking for the counterattacks more so, trying to set up his teammates. It's a little dicey on the goal line, but Hockey and Creams take care of it.
I love Hebro's ability to just absolutely hand it off and perfectly play this through. Creams with the air dribble of a lifetime. Oh, past one, absolutely dunks two. The wrecking ball will come in and no walls will stand in his way.
Man, hey bro, cannot lose a 50 right now, Zach. We saw from Hawk earlier, now Creams takes out not just one but two on the goal line. Ridiculous from Hey bro. A dominant performance in game number 2, and Exile still no response as they've gone scoreless over the course of the past 7 minutes.
Oh, Creams here, flip percent to the backboard. Right, something about Humphrey's gonna try to toss this one away off to the side. Good read here. So they did XD have an opportunity on the offense here, trying to get something going, but it's a soft touch off to the far side. Just cannot find these connections or continued offense as Hebro quickly breaks them down and counterattacks oh so quickly. Brown to the XD again, just shoving down the field. They're able to get some of these opportunities here as that one's going to go just off the post. Blocked away. Humphrey got so close. This is one of the best attempts we've seen so far to the XD. But hey, bro, have got that net absolutely on lockdown.
Oh man, and at this point, you got to admit that Exile are at serious risk of getting perfect swept, but finally, they slam in a first. And after a long 5 minutes of game number 1 and 2.5 minutes here in game number 2, it was a long period of unanswered scoreless Rocket League for Exile, and that first means everything in terms of momentum.
And then here we go. We're seeing the kickoff here. A good win for Hey Bro. The bump comes through. Not quite there yet, though, to capitalize on it, but we can Wavy off to the side here. Hey Bro, looking so tricky with some of these kickoffs, just able to control this ball and win these cities in such a way that they actually cannot maintain this control or count on any sort of chance going in their favor. They have to completely win these challenges, otherwise it seems that it's completely out of their hands. As that one will go flying over the top, and Hockey swooshes it from the three-point line.
Beautiful from Hockey. That's going to be a hat trick from here in game number 2. If I'm not mistaken, he had the low 50 to begin with, and since then, he has been unstoppable. Game number 2, at least Exile came up with a response, but that response has quickly fizzled away. Another kickoff and nearly able to slam it in. Hockey's going to clean it up for a 5th. Hey bro, they found the 5 goals back in game number 1, and history repeats itself here.
Man, what a good cheat up there in Hockey. Just so quick off of the back line to get up and just smash that one home under the defender. Hey bro are looking so comfortable and so ready to finish this off and head into the main event for tomorrow. But they have 2 minutes still. Deleted XD have to do an absolute miracle here. 4 goals in 2 minutes to try and pull it back. And right now, with just how good Hebro is looking, that looks nigh impossible. But they continue on. They keep pushing. Let's see if Deleted XD can stop this once again as we get a block out here.
Now Hebro once again doing such a good job at keeping control of all of the boosts on the field. It was only a matter of time before the 6th goal became a reality. You can see how well Wavy, as he took from the skies, he was able to nab the back corner boost, giving him a ton of momentum coming into the shot. Absolutely nobody stopping that one on the back half of Exile, and Hebro, the dominative streak continues.
And now they might be looking for that Brazil, the 7-1 here. And with a minute and a half left to go, there is plenty of time to make that happen. Deleted XD just trying to put a hand up and stop this ball from continuing down the field. Just absolutely moving downfield. And it seems they've outplayed each other. Can't quite tell what was happening there. Humphrey just absolutely befuzzled execute as Creams is working the back line here. Humphrey tries to go high, but Wavy just says, thank you very much. I will slam that one in for the Brazil.
Ah, would you look at that? We find ourselves in a Rio. It's the Brazil. I think we're not very surprised here at Hebro with the amount of momentum they've built up. They were looking for this all game long, and the second that Exile slammed their first in game number 2, I think Hebro were like, yeah, we know what we have to do. And they came out, they executed, they put on a show for the crowd, but they're not done yet. Wavy, what a redirect off the nose of his Octane. My goodness, what a play.
Spots the defender and says, yeah, not a chance. This one's going in whether you like it or not.
And off the kickoff, Hebro, looks like they're not done playing with their food just yet. They might have a full plate, but they're going back for seconds. Exile on the goal line, absolutely stranded. Almost none of them are moving around because Hebro just smashing the ball again and again. And as Exile watching the ball sail across the net, now they're looking for a counterattack, but once again, quickly fizzled out.
Oh, and the slow play hockey just can't stop finding that bottom right corner. The patience should just wait, and then spot it out there as Creams comes barreling in. Hey, bro, looking for double digits here as we approach the last 30 seconds of this game.
I think we need a scoreboard check. Have all 3 of these players scored a hat trick? I know Hockey has for sure, but it looks like Creams is starting to get on his way. Wavy's got his hat trick. And my goodness, hey bro, when you've got all 3 of these players putting up ridiculous numbers like that, what can you do if you're Exile?
What can you do? Absolutely nothing, as Wavy has pre-jumped it,
That's
but it drops down to
ridiculous.
Hockey. That is 10 up on the board. Count it, 1-0, double digits. And Hockey will just absolutely read that one. Slam it underneath the defender as Hebro, 10 seconds from the clock, have had the game of a lifetime.
And man, they just look like it's a routine day in the offense for Hebro. It's once again Creams as he looks to add 11th. This is approaching ridiculous numbers, Zach. Who would have thought we'd be reaching double digits here in game number 2?
Oh, I mean, if anyone could have guessed it, it would have been Hebro.
told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sup versus Execute. We've got our first game underway. Perhaps maybe this is the second. I can't tell exactly, but we'll find out here. But right now, it looks like it is Sup with the pressure right now. And Execute just trying to hold on here. Some good defense, though, coming through. But there's some opportunities here, perhaps. But no, Vegas able to pass it out to Reznor here off to the side. Up to the sidewall here is Sup. He's going to put some more pressure on Daunt. Trying to find the double. The follow-up is there. An Expert will put it home.
There it is. Yeah, we've seen Sup in some previous draws, but this is the first iteration of this roster, if I'm not mistaken. Money previously was with the Schnauzenheisers. Expert and Daunt had been playing together for a little bit. They brought Money in, and now we've got a new and improved Sup. We'll see what they can pull off here in the lowers against Execute, and looks like they're going to be starting off strong here in game number 1, Zach.
Quite strong indeed here. But Vegas trying to put some pressure on, get a goal of their own. One in net, but the double tap will be blocked away. Impo's got to try to get a touch on this one, perhaps just get a block up. Can't quite find a recovery there as Money will put it in off the backboard pass. And just Impo so awkward there, couldn't quite find it, as the double tap pass will be absolutely perfect to the finish.
Yeah, beautifully played from Daunt. He had the option to go for the shot initially, but choosing to strike it off of the backboard one more time makes sure the Execute defense is in a pretty awkward spot in net. There's no chance of saving that off the corner. What a read from Money. He finds its way over to Expert and he slams in a third. Already Sup starting off incredibly hot here in game number 1.
I mean, 3 on the board with a minute and a second off the clock. You'll love to see here Sup absolutely piling on the pressure here early in the game. And game number 1 coming out hot. Execute. They've been waiting for this. And I think once they get warmed up here, this will be an absolute banger. Here's Vegas looking for something here off the side. Well, perhaps trying to put it center. Daunt going to be awkward. Can he finish it off? No, it's Expert to clear this one out to the side. As Impo will get a 50 there. And Execute will maintain this pressure, trying to pop it up for a pass. The Daunt bump will come through, but now it is up to Sup here, trying to counterattack.
Yep, a lot of space being taken in the midfield by Sup. They've done such a good job dominating the control, especially of the 2 mid boosts, trying to deprive Execute of those precious resources. And when Execute finds themselves on the ball, they find themselves with not too much to work with. It's only Reznor who's got a little bit of boost in the tank. That is before Impo and Vegas are able to pick up their respective corners. And now it's Sup once again on the offense, but a great challenge by Impo finds the beat past 1, buys Execute some desperately needed space.
Oh, a good shot, but blocked away as Execute will maintain pressure here, but counterattack is looking likely here for Sup. If Execute can't break out here, Impo up through the top, the center, looking for a bump perhaps. No, it gets blocked out to the side, but Vegas is there to help follow it up. We're going to find something center, but can't maintain this pressure. And once again, Sup here just trying to break out and counterattack, but no, the shot, it just goes off the post to the side. Impo's going to want that one back.
Oh man, that's a little bit of salt in the wound. Execute after running dry for the majority of game number 1. Can't find the mark. Sup thanking their lucky stars as they walk out unscathed. Another shot as Money sends this high, forcing Execute to use even more precious resources. These guys are running on fumes. They've got a combined 20 boost.
We got some boost here though as they try to make something happen. Impo now though, back with Reznor. Trying to regain here. But Expert, great 50. Will continue this pressure here from Sup. It just goes right back into the hands of Money. Looking for the read down low, but it will be blocked away.
Sup once again taking control of the reins. It's been non-stop here in game number 1, and I can't imagine they'll be slowing down anytime soon. And when Sup finds themselves in the driver's seat with full control, Execute have to wrestle themselves out of the passenger spot. And looks like they're trying to do just that. It's infield, but no one is home for Execute to hammer it home. And Sup once again keep themselves alive.
It's a little miscommunication on the part of Execute. Just players going a little too awkward there, cutting a little too round, and putting themselves in awkward positions, and then having to give up the offensive pressure that they had. As Sup will happily take this one out, but Reznor, great read there, challenge in the midfield as Impo tries to 50 this one forward for a teammate off the wall. Can't quite get it as Reznor here to help out, but it is going to be Sup though who's going to get some control back. But Impo trying to find maybe a pinch with Vegas, but it doesn't quite come through.
And this is where it gets kind of tricky in these very short best of threes to have to adapt almost mid-game. That's what Execute's going to have to pull off here. They don't have too much time left in game number 1 to make an adaptation. But maybe they can take the learnings and figure it out, because Sup moving on to match point. Not a great sign. Execute. See what they can figure out in between games, as once again maybe they're trying to figure out these passing plays off the backboard as well as Execute, trying to find any hole, but Sup isn't letting them have it.
Now Execute backing around for some bumps as Vegas goes for the air dribble. It does get blocked away by Expert though. A shot just lightly tapped on net, and Execute just can't seem to find good shooting opportunities here. And Sup is just shutting down everything, keeping it off to the side. As we hit 0 seconds, it's the last second air dribble, can't quite find it. Execute tries to put it up, but no, Sup will take game number 1 with a nice clean 3-0.
And Execute, what do you do in order to make sure the drought does not persist? Here in game number 1, they struggled quite a bit with making sure the boost amounts remained under control. We'll see if Coach Kamikaze is able to remedy that throughout the course of this off period in between games. But I mean, we saw a couple of times like where these guys had single digits in terms of boost numbers, and Sup were just easily able to take advantage over and over.
Yeah, that absolute control here of the resources and the boost, the speed on the field, allowed them to position in a way that Exio could not outplay Sup in any way, covering every single possible angle. And Sup only having to put up 4 saves to the, what looks like 6 shots from Exio. So not a whole lot. But out of Sup, we're seeing 8 shots, an absolute just onslaught of control and offensive prowess.
Yep, and Sup taking their time as we get into game number 2, what could potentially be the last game for Execute here in the last draw. Do they have what it takes to keep themselves alive against a Sup who's clearly thriving off the amount of space they have in the midfield? Game number 2, here's kickoff.
Kickoff, here we go. And Execute gonna try to start something off quick here. They gotta get going, because Sup, if they get that momentum early, we see how they can just absolutely carry it and just not be stopped. So Execute looking to get something started here in the first minute or so. That way they can really kick off game number 2 strong. Try to get this win and make sure that they have it going into a game 3, an opportunity to move ahead here.
And already looking like a bit of a closer game, especially in the midfield. It looks like Execute has pinpointed that boost control as one of their main focuses in game number 2, and as such, it's been a lot tighter, a little bit slower paced, as well as Execute trying to take control of the pace of play. Sup, that one slightly off target. Resnal with a little bit of control to his name. Vegas dives deep for the challenge, but has to result to the corner in order to keep themselves alive. Sup, once again, don't look as comfortable as they looked in game number 1, Zach.
Yeah, Execute stepping up here. They've had some issues, though, as this ball has been in their corner for the past half minute or so. Just can't find a way out here. But now an opportunity is Impo going to sky that one up for teammate Vegas, trying to put this one down towards net. Resnal can't find the follow-up, so it's a counterattack opportunity here from Sup. Trying to clear this one out. It goes center. The shot, though, will be blocked off to the side as Impo has to get a good touch on this one. We'll leave it for Resnal, actually, instead of go for the demo.
Yeah, a huge demolition game in game number 2 definitely is Sup trying to take that to their advantage. Here's a big clear from Money with control as well. A quick challenge by Vegas as tries to deny any sort of possession Sup might have. Now Sup once again trying to break out of their own half with these early and aggressive challenges by Execute. Probably a direct result of them having much better boost control compared to game number 1.
Yeah, we see here is it seems like a lot of Execute are maintaining a much higher boost percentage here. As we see all 3 players almost full right now as they move into the offensive. So great opportunity here, able to use some of these resources as now they try to maintain this control. Now pop center though, and Sup trying to break out here, but no, midfield, it will get stopped and Execute. Able to maintain some speed and pressure, but Sup maintaining that defense, though. They are not short on boost themselves, though. It is a much even game, per se, rather than the control swinging in Execute's favor.
For what it's worth, it looks like Coach Kamikaze has figured it out. Has he unlocked the secrets of Sup to lock out this series? Execute still a long road ahead of them. Vegas from the sky, he's got a player in the midfield to work with. Has to result in the 50. Once again, from the corner, Execute looking to do some damage. Great control being demonstrated on either side of the pitch. But once again, to no avail. Still 0-0 on either side.
Good touch there. The drop down can't quite be followed up. But Resnal, again, putting it on target. But Execute just can't seem to find that last touch. Sup always having just that one player in just the right spot to make sure it is blocked away. They are keeping their own boost intact and therefore keeping their rotations nice and tight. Those players on the back line. And Execute was just trying to find some way to break it down. Maybe a bump, a demo, anything to open up this back line, but Sup is just absolutely on point right now. They are just keeping that one out, and Execute will let that one go back to the defensive end as Reginald tries to get out of their own half.
Yeah, you gotta think, Zach. Earlier throughout game number 2, we saw the Demolition start to make a big appearance, and since then it's kind of slowed down a bit on either side of the pitch, but both teams having to keep their head on a swivel, knowing that at any point that card could be pulled out of a sleeve, and there it is as Impo finds a big hole. Sup on the back foot, looking to keep control of this corner boost as Execute continues to bear down. There's a shot denied, courtesy of Expert.
An awkward ball here out of the side and corner. Reginald can't maintain this control here. So now it's Dant with space and boost. Goes high, but Impo chasing him up to the ceiling here. Reginald blocks this one off to the side. Just past one, but not past the second man. As Dodge gets a boost and some control, perhaps. No, down the field to the backboard. Can Execute capitalize, looking for a double tap, perhaps off to the side. It's not on target. And they're going to want to try again here. Reginald taking their time. The low 50 will put it in with 17 seconds left on the clock.
And the near buzzer beater from Execute living up to their name. They kept it close in game number 2, and now they're trying to finish it off in regulation. Sup, this kickoff is crucial. Do we see something special out of them as Expert goes for the clean win money, an aggressive cheat, trying to find a big dunk, but they don't have it. Execute in a clear favorite spot to take game number 2.
Got to maintain this pressure. Those hit the last 2 seconds here. Perhaps drop it to the ground. Just want to get it out. Execute will take game number 2 and force us into a game number 3. Just by one singular goal. Sup came out so strong game 1, 3-0. Execute brought it back here. Game 2, 1-0. So we'll see here. It will Sup then adapt to Execute and bring it back to close out this series, or will Execute maintain this momentum into Game 3 and take this best-of-3 reverse sweep?
And talk about an adaptation. We were mentioning it back in game number 1. It is quite difficult to adapt so quickly in this very short best-of-3. And to pull it off over the course of just a single game is ridiculous from Execute. Kudos to Coach Kamikaze. Whatever he's given these kids for breakfast is clearly working out. We got ourselves a game number 3.
That we do. Now Sup here. It is on them to make this happen. Execute, of course, though, have to maintain this level of performance and just dominance of the field here. We saw that there was some rough times in the midfield where they were able to get downfield, Execute, but just couldn't maintain it. Sup able to break out. The defense has definitely stepped up for Execute, but now they really got to find that way to break down the last defensive line of Sup to really make sure they can nail home this victory here. But Sup will fight tooth and nail for everything they can get here to try and keep this series in their favor.
And kickoff for game number 3, the last kickoff of this series. This game decides who keeps themselves alive in the last draw and who's going to be packing their bags. Already both teams beginning to duke it out in the midfield. Every touch crucial. to keeping themselves alive in this tournament. Money with a little bit of boost. He's got Daunt as well to work with in the midfield, but Daunt doesn't choose to commit this time around as Sup plays a much more passive game.
Yeah, they seem to have been chosen to play a game that's a bit slower, a bit more controlled here, and it does seem to be working pretty well. Execute having to adjust once again, but both teams seem comfortable with this play style, able to sort of read this ball, and now it's just finding the perfect way to get your 50s, try to outplay the opponent, and use your double taps and flip resets the best you can to get around the positioning of the defense.
And that physical play, once again, the demolition on the goal line as Sup does their best to poke a hole into the Execute defense. We felt like it was only a matter of time before that strategy made an appearance, and talked about having to see both teams keep their heads on a swivel, and that stands true now more so than ever, Zach, as you can't afford to make a mistake here. We saw how close game number 2 was. 1-goal game, and another mistake could be lights out for the series.
Execute find some good control here, able to find the backboard of Sup. Just not quite able to get that connection to the second man to find that finisher. But those set of opportunities are what you want to be able to see. If you don't have those, it's going to be nigh impossible to get your scoring going. If they can find these setups, then eventually they will find that way to get that second man in there, finish these goals off, and start taking some shots into the net.
Oh.
And there it is. Impo will drop that one down. Beautiful angle.
From the skies, I mean, nearly on the ceiling, that one. From at least that angle, looked like he was pretty close to the heavens. Execute, finding their first. This is the exact scoreline we saw at the tail end of game number 2. Only difference being is that there's a lot more time for Sup to play with. See if they've got what it takes to make this 1-goal comeback. We saw it back in game number 1. Can they bring out the same level of magic?
Now we see here they're speeding it up, trying to use their boost control once again and speed to overtake Execute. It doesn't be working a bit. They do have a better boost advantage at the moment, but Execute are keeping up here. They've seen it before and they can tell how to try and counter this. But can they really lock that in place out again in place? Oh, but they've pushed up too far. Sup, no one is home, and Vegas will put home a second goal to hit the halfway point of this game, and Execute will happily take this lead.
You'd think for someone named Vegas, he'd be in control of the money, but absolutely no doubt this time around that Execute coming on top. He's got a full house, baby. Execute. 2.5 minutes on the clock, halftime in regulation for game number 3. Up, still looking for an answer.
Off the ceiling here, trying to set up a teammate, but Impo is up for it. And these setups just aren't quite coming through for Sup. They can't seem to find a way to get that control of the backboard once again. Execute have discovered just how they were putting it together and now have shut that down. So now Sup have to find a new way to get around these little air dribbles, and these touch off the backboarders aren't quite doing it right now. So they got to figure it out once again. Off the post will go wide, and Execute still maintaining the 2-goal lead. Couldn't quite find the third just yet.
Once again, Sup stuck in their own half. It's been a rough game number 3 for them, and Execute continues to bear down. The boost advantage that Sup was able to find back in game number 1 has completely fizzled out now. That advantage is nowhere to be seen. Resnal's up quickly, and he strikes a third.
There it is. Great 50 there. The defense just getting beat around. A bump on the far side will open it up for Resnal to absolutely slam that one home. And Execute now, giving Sup a taste of their own medicine from game number 1.
It's looking a little dicey for Sup as they're heading towards an exit in this tournament. A big 3-goal comeback and only a minute and change to do so. Resnal keeping full control of the ball is not allowing Sup to have many favors. All of Sup's time and resources is spent trying to break out of their own half rather than developing their own plays. Execute. After game number 1, these guys have found the kryptonite and they've deleted Sup.
Now Sup just struggling to maintain this speed and possession, like you said. Again, these opportunities don't like so much to go up high through the midfield, but Execute are just shutting that down so early, not allowing any passes to be made, any flip resets to be gained, and Sup are just struggling without it. And so Execute are just throwing this ball downfield past the defense, stealing the boost, and getting some great touches around the defense.
Yep, Execute. Looks like they found out the solution to this series on the flop turn and river. It's been Vegas who's been keeping control. Money and Sup have done their best to try to make the comeback, but to no avail. Execute the reverse sweep. I'm hesitant to say that because pretty sure best of 3, but nevertheless with the 4th, they found themselves the win.
There it is, the speed, the bumps, just opening it up and putting it together. Execute, learned from game 1, adapted, and absolutely dominated here over Sup. And Sup, once their advantages and their first strategy was taken away, they couldn't adapt. They couldn't figure out how to break down this Execute team once again. And Execute will move on to the losers semi-final against Heybro.
Yep, kudos to this team, and go check them out on the main stream. That's going to be the Sup or Execute versus Heybro, sorry about that. And the winner of that moves on to qualify. That's going to be a banger of a matchup, I imagine. So thank you, Zektek, for joining me on the desk.
And thank you as well. It has been a great time here. It seems I am alone on the desk, but Wasey is here. Been a great co-caster. Really appreciated it. And so again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you another time. Please enjoy the rest of the draw, and we will have a fantastic time. See you later. Oh yes, another match after this. We will have more. So don't go anywhere. All right.
We should be good. We blame the cat. The cat's doing everything, right?
Exactly.
But Simpson, Alligator Source here joining with you. We got a nice matchup here. Sekpartic versus Young Whippersnappers. Only one of these teams gets to move on to main event.
Very hype one. This Sekpartic team is one that you see pretty you see pretty high up.
Always blame the cat. Always blame the
You
cat,
know,
folks.
it's the cat. It's the cat. It's definitely not an issue on my end. But let's see here. I think we're set now. But this is a team that a lot of people were anticipating being in, frankly, the finals, at least the quarterfinals of the entire event. And they do have someone filling in today for Kinsey, one of their star 3. But that player is Turbo Pulsa, 4-time world champion. So it is a bit surprising still to see a name so recognizable throughout all 9 of these draw events, having to leave their fate up qualifying to a lower semifinal. But I think that just goes to show the strength of all the pools so far. And so we got these young Whippersnappers team of Panda, Realize, and Dinks coming out here trying to say, hey, we got what it takes to take you out.
Look, if you're going to be named Young Whippersnappers, is there anybody to come up against in the final qualifying match other than the old man Turbo himself? I'm excited for this. This is going to be great. Sekpartic already coming up on the offense, trying to put their best foot forward. Young Whippersnappers, again, they've had a great run through it. They're playing here in this best of 5 for qualification, so there's nothing to take away from them. We'll see how this series develops. So far, Sekpartic been pretty speedy, looking to try to get these passing plays downfield.
We spent a lot of time today following Pool 1. That was Hey Bro's run. Now that is being focused elsewhere, so we can look at Turbo scoring the first goal of the series here. And it should be made of note that the 2 teams that have qualified so far in this pool are NRG and Incorrect. And it was Incorrect that knocked down this roster. And so Turbo is trying to say, hey, strength of pool. We've had a lot of tough teams in our bracket so far, and we're coming out here to finish the job. Starting strong, 1 goal, less than a minute in.
They're going to look to try to get those passes going again. And to your point, Simpson, there's been a ton of really good teams coming through. Nothing to hang your head about if you don't make it, but of course everybody's going to want to as they're in their last life. But I've liked what I've seen from Sekpartic so far. Obviously getting a goal here in the first minute, but Realize clean with it. Trying to get a musty pass over to the infield, but Lion Blaze, quick outlet over to Zanil. Will be denied, but Sekpartic, they are not pulling punches by any means. Very quick on the draw.
Great save, top corner with a nice pass midfield for that play to develop. A lot of aggression coming out here to try and further that lead, but now ball in the blue half. Dink's going to end up giving possession to Zanil on the backboard, but can't follow his touch up, and a demo coming out. This is dangerous. Lion Blaze has to meet him, and that's a great stop to force it corner.
It's really good challenges. I've been very impressed by Lion Blaze's car control coming off of that back wall, constantly throwing in spins, able to get that redirect, able to get the touch where needed, and trying to get this offense going too. Young Whippersnappers, they've had their opportunities. It's only less than 2 minutes into the series, of course. So far, been a lot of that Sekpartic action, and again, we're seeing Zanil here trying to catch it, cut past 1, pass 2. Can't get it past the 3rd. Young Whippersnappers still fighting on defense.
Ball's been living pretty comfortably in this left blue corner here, and now it's going to be a striking opportunity as Turbo tries to dish that one off the sidewall, force it through, but finally some relief. It's realized not enough boost to make this opportunity too threatening, so Neil's going to try and turn, counter immediately with a great pass out to Turbo. Sends it high and can't follow, but Zanil's going to be there to finish that one off. Just over halfway left in the game, and Sekpartic up 2-0.
Yeah, just a good cleanup play by Zanil following onto it, and Simpson roll it back. It felt like deja vu. We saw Realize take it up the sidewall, goes for the reset, tries to get the musty pass in. Neither time really making the connections, but they're still... Young Whippersnappers are fighting hard along that offensive right side. Sekpartic's been really good at getting that defense, though, sending it back over into that blue half and keeping the Young Whippersnappers back on their toes.
There's been a lot of respect given to Young Whippersnappers early in this game, as deserved this late into the qualifying pools, but there's also been some of those missed touches, not quite as clean, musty connections like you're speaking of, and they're starting to pick up on that, and the aggression's coming out here as we see Zanil with a flip reset and an immediate follow from Turbo. That is so difficult to save, but Panda coming in clutch with 2 players slinging themselves right into his face.
And Young Whippersnappers taking advantage of an awkward touch by, I believe it was Zanil, working his way back into defense, but picks up the save to make sure they still keep that 2-0 advantage with 2 minutes left. Zanil wants to make it 3, trying to get that reset, but Dinks cutting across. Again, that back left corner for Young Whippersnappers continues to be so heavily populated throughout this match.
despite spending so much time there, it doesn't seem like the boost starvation's really taken into full force yet. You would think that it would be tough to find enough to make a play, but even with the amount in their tanks, an open net's going to be found as Lion Blaze takes this one across the entire field with seemingly no one to contest him.
Yeah, double commit coming across that midfield point. It just some of the aggression coming out from young whippersnappers, and you do start to see it. They had these attempts coming down, they haven't been able to convert them just yet, so you start getting a little antsy, trying to force the issue, maybe playing a little bit more risky, but two of them come up, leaves the net open, as you mentioned. And that's going to be a very awkward follow-up touch as well, so 90 seconds left. Things falling apart a little bit for the whippersnappers, but again, the pieces are so close to fitting together. I believe that once they get this first goal on, it is going to be huge for them, for the mental moving forward, but so far, I mean, it has all been Sekpartic, and we talked about the experience differences coming into this match too, so game one not too terribly surprising, but this still got a minute left, so you never know.
And a minute left, creeping down, it's going to be more and more difficult to come back here, but that's a big clear down field, and this, all in all, isn't too big of a gap in goal differential, especially comparing it to the last series we saw where Hey Bro managed to hit double-digit goals in their second game of the series. And for that reason, you shouldn't be too concerned if you're young whippersnappers. This, again, is a best of 5 for qualifying. But there is a huge difference between having no goals to your name and getting a hat trick up on your team to even just scoring 1. And
there it is.
That's the one that they need, no matter how it goes in their net. That's going to make a huge difference just in terms of morale, in knowing that they're in the series. It's a beautiful own goal from Zanil. I got to give him credit for that. But hey, you know, that's one on the board, one way or another.
Sometimes you just see it lobbed up and say, you know what, I can do something right now. I can do the funniest thing and just get that feel going. But we'll see, you know, might turn out to have been a mistake, though. Zanil playing a little bit cocky there, trying to rub it in, because suddenly Dinks getting that pass over from Panda, getting 1 goal away, 25 seconds left. Simpson, do you think we see overtime?
Yeah, it's going to be hard-pressed for overtime, but there's absolutely time for it. I think Zanil's going to want that double-tap own goal back at this point. Going to be taking all of the offensive pressure young whippersnappers has to make it happen. That's a good attempt from Dinks, but it's locked down in the orange zone to prevent that tying goal so far.
Back up onto offense too. So Sekpartic would like to see probably another goal here. You always like to go up by a couple and not leave it to 1 goal with a few seconds left, because you start to see situations like this. A shot on but saved by Lion Blaze, and Sekpartic do win that again. That double touch own goal by Zanil. That's one that was, you kind of scratch your head a little bit. I understand the confidence coming in, but hey, they get the win. They're 1 game closer, and young whippersnappers, they're showing a lot of life. They're continuing to show fight throughout this match.
Sometimes the goal is just so satisfying. You got to hit it. You got to take the shot. But no, 1 goal game. That's a good way to start it out for young whippersnappers. Feeling good. This series is going to be difficult, and you can't let them go up 3 goals on you so early. But we saw all it takes is 20 seconds to really turn things around. And sometimes you do need a little bit of luck on your side to get that scoreline to be a bit closer. But this team, they're not relying on it by any stretch. You see they're trying to really push their bag and show off all their mechanics to, you know, make the most creative offensive attack they can to get it past a very veteran strong defense in this Sekpartic team.
They're coming out with some tactics as well, getting demos off the kickoff, but that's Sekpartic team indeed. We're going to get back onto defense here, though, quick. And Simpson, how do you feel about coming out into game number 2 and throwing off one of the more preset kickoff styles versus going for something more traditional?
I think we're seeing overall in a lot of these bubble tournaments a lot more creativity in kickoff play. We're seeing almost playbook level strategies of drawing up very specific plays to capitalize on the formation that you're spawned into. And I like that, because these are the types of tournaments where it's best to experiment with that. Kickoff goals are part of Rocket League. It's innate. And when you can swing that to be intentionally more in your favor, that's going to give you an upper hand that is invaluable in a series long term.
I like that. I like the comparison to book plays as well. Folks anybody plays chess will be familiar with the term, but sometimes these matches really start to get to that way. You see who's lined up where, and you start maybe changing things up and trying to find different ways to get these angles, try to find maybe an aerial attack from Lion Blaze, but denied by Realize. And scoreless here through the first 75 seconds, so a little bit different than the previous game, but it should be one. No, an excellent save from Dinks to keep us at 0-0. And young whippersnappers, they need to take advantage of this.
It didn't look like there was an angle for Turbo to find a double tap to leave that ball so open, and his teammates didn't trust that it was possible, but Turbo always finds a way. His touches, sometimes looking questionable, are always going to be the best one. Such a brilliant strategist on the pitch here, and I think the Orange team's going to wish they had taken a goal and capitalized on that opportunities. We're still seeing it 0-0, but plenty of time here left as Lion Blaze trying to be the one to once again start this attack, giving the ball up to Realize on the back wall. Taking it, plenty of boost in the tank. His flip reset, not a ton of power. He's looking for a pass there, but almost turns into a solo goal out of nowhere. Surprising to see that one get so close to the line, but once again, shut down.
This is a great save there. This pace picking up as well. We're seeing a lot of this end-to-end type plays, as you mentioned, turning what was going to be a passing play into a solo play back and forth. And it is a shame that nobody could score on it, because honestly, that was stellar to see come across the screen. But Simpson, we stayed 0-0 here, getting closer to halftime at Forbidden Temple, and it's looking like it's getting closer for the cracks to come through the walls as the players are getting more and more stretched out, but still have yet to see it happen.
We saw a shot earlier from Zanil as well go off the crossbar. That one slotted just a little bit lower, would have given them the lead, but instead it's going to be young whippersnappers coming out with the first goal of game number 2. So many opportunities for Spartak, but not capitalized on, and this is going to be huge for momentum swing for YWS.
And just sending it deep, and Realize finally gets the touch that he wants. He doesn't get the reset or the musty coming off on the right side, but just gets a redirect right on target. And sometimes that's all you need. And they get that lead. And we'll see if they can hold on or extend it. I fully expect young whippersnappers to keep pushing on here. They have not shown any fear, any hesitation in this matchup. They know that they can pick up the dubs here if they're able to just get their chances. But Spartak, they've been excellent on the challenge game themselves, trying to keep it away, but the defense for young whippersnappers standing up. Panda making another big play, trying to get it past that midfield line, but Spartak, again, aggressive, challenging it, pinning it back in this blue half.
One of the nice things about a simple redirect goal as well is you get the right touch on that, and the pace you can set on that ball. Your car can only go so fast. You're not going to be catching up to some of those, and that was a great touch out we saw earlier. We are seeing more opportunities coming out. It's going to be a 50 on the line. That's dangerous. Panda trying to find an opportunity to slot that one home. Nothing there. I like the flip reset coming out from Dinks, but he's going to be met by 2 in the orange corner. And this one almost open from the overextension, but Panda back just in time to make another huge stop. Score line so low because both of these defenses are excelling so strong.
Just emptying the tanks to get to these touches too. Panda's last save, he had like 3 boosts left when he made contact with the ball. Just efficiency on display, and maybe not as efficient on the shot to goals because we're sitting here 1-0 with a minute left, but still the defenses have been standing up, to your point, Simpson, and suddenly young whippersnappers, they're on the attack. They're forcing Spartak to step it up, and another dangerous one in front of the orange net will be cleared away. A good touch up to Turbo, trying to redirect it back up to Zanil as well, but a quick challenge by Dinks, and young whippersnappers on the attack trying to get that second goal.
I love the aggression coming out. Less than a minute left. They know that any second now, either team can score, so they want to be the ones to do it, get that lead even stronger. They're going to hold down the fort here. Time ticks away, and plenty of boost, but not positioned well enough to be able to make that challenge as quick as he needed to. It's going to be a big save from Realize out to swing this momentum, but a 50 at midfield. Zanil can't do it to 2. Panda looking for another redirect, but that time going to be slow enough for Lion Blaze to get a perfect save. That's a good pre-jump follow as well, but can't get the double tap sidewall redirect. It's going to be Panda in his own half, connecting from the corner. Got 1 second left and can't keep it up. Young whippersnappers taking game number 2.
As Zanil had the touch on the last bounce and just a little bit too far off. You could see him just parking the car as soon as it went out of control, but there's still continuing to be 1-goal games, Simpson. This is what we want to see in these final qualification matches as well. Young whippersnappers with the big bounce back, especially on defense. Panda making a couple of clutch saves, and again, Realize finally getting that goal that he's been hunting for so long. And we're sitting here essentially a best of 3 now. And what do you expect coming into this next one? We saw a different kickoff coming out at the start of game 2. Do you anticipate some more chicanery at the start of 3?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they keep it pretty safe, because the most important thing about that game 2 was just keeping the the goal differential to be as low as possible. You know, it was the explosive start to the series for Supartic that allowed them to have enough goals to keep that lead and win game 1. And so I think you got to play it a little bit safe early on, because if you find that early goal, if you're on the orange team, that's enough. We've seen with saves like that to potentially take the entire game. And here comes Realize trying to make the most of that beautiful shot, but that attacking opportunity is going to be taken down.
Yeah, Lion Blaze's turn on defense and making it matter when it matters most, or at least so far early on. So far, whoever scores first wins the game. These have not been the most high-scoring games we have seen throughout the history of Rocket League, so controlling the pace, controlling that scoreboard is likely going to continue to be a huge part. The shot coming in from Zanil, saved by Realize, and gone back and forth a couple of times now, both teams with some attempts on net, but aside from that one, I mean, Lion Blaze had to use the crossbar to get it out. Still nothing that has been incredibly threatening, but I like to see this offense continue to develop.
A lot of creativity from both teams, and even Turbo, we saw his air dribble. That looked like glue to his car. It stuck very well. He took it high up above the crossbar as well to try and turn it into a pass, but the reads that all these players have on the backboard these days, it just feels like it's locked down anytime you try and take it slowly and use that for a pass. It's got to be pretty fast pace off the backboard if you want to get a chance to catch that defender off guard. And so here, speaking of slow, that's going to be a nice soft touch to Lion Blaze. Met just in front of the box, as we see Turbo trying to make that one a shot. Once again, this pressure, the only thing stopping it is how quick Young Whippersnappers is to meet every single 50. Every single touch contested immediately, as quickly as needed, and that helped make, honestly, a lot of really smart soft touches to teammates futile in the blue zone.
We're seeing a lot of very quick rotations, to your point, a lot of sensing where your teammates are and getting that initial touch on, and a lot of the use of these soft touches too. I know it's something that a lot of players, as they're working up, struggle with, myself included. You know, 8 years in, I still hit it with full power every time, but you're seeing so much control coming out of this, as you were saying. I mean, a lot of these plays coming in, trying to get it off to each other, trying to keep it away, because we're still sitting here 0-0 for now, but Lion Blaze upper 90 puts it on the top shelf and puts Supartic ahead.
Full send, Turbo, that dunk is huge, and so many crossbar touches. That time Lion Blaze not going to let it escape, so we're going to see him secure the goal to get the lead in this game number 3. We're going to see if that stretch of first goal scorer wins can be broken, or if we're going to have yet again a repeated pattern, and it's going to be Panda to say, hey, tie it back up, half a game left, anyone's chance.
Stepping it up too. That's such a chase down goal right there that it's so tempting to go for when you see it in game, but I mean, who is going to pull it off? These high level players, of course, are going to be able to, and get that tie back right before halftime, potentially right before the halfway point of the series if this goes to 5, and it very well could. I mean, Supartic looked like they were going to kind of dominate the way that the first game had started, but Young Whippersnappers certainly bringing the fight to them and keeping this evenly matched, not just in games, but in goals as we hit this half point. And immediately give up the tie.
Open. Then Turbo Pulse are going to be credited for once again, taking the lead in this game. Everybody racing back to try and catch up to that ball, and 102 kph is going to screen by all of them. And we saw a kickoff goal from YWS earlier, and that time it's going to be essentially an open net crossing down the field. Some of these goals coming out fast-paced, a bit sloppy, and Realize wanting to do the same to try and tie things up again, but it's going to be just wide.
And almost an opportunity for the Whippersnappers, double commit on defense, but Supartic able to get that pass out of their corner, and a couple of lob-up plays, some touch drills. Zanil can't get back to it for he was bumped, and we're going to see a dink try to get it across, but the dink can't doink, and so they still stay down 1. He was trying. I thought we were going to see it. I really did, but right now we're going to see more offense coming out from Supartic. This Turbo's controlling it out of the corner, but Realize he'll have some room to work with. He'll take it to the ground. He'll do something. I'm going to be honest, Simpson. I don't know if there's a name for what that was.
You know, I like the attempt there, trying to incorporate some quick wave dashes to change the direction of your ground play, but ultimately that did just give up possession, and now we're seeing a threatening attack coming out as Lion Blaze. It's a screamer on net, and it's going to be Realize stopping that one with an epic save. Demo in the corner, though, means that Young Whippersnappers has an opportunity to capitalize. They've got massive control in the air. Zanil, though, with 0 boost, still somehow finding a way to get up high enough off the back wall to stop that and shut it down.
Realize trying to get that centering pass as well, and suddenly the boost advantage here for Sukpardik, and Lionblade is going to race it downfield, just try to get YWS back on their heels, try to get them off of that offensive mojo, and they're going to take it again. Again, Realize from that right side wall, gets the reset, gets the shot, gets saved again. Lionblaze stepping it up huge, playing that when he's been playing the third man position. He's going to lob it up over to Turbo as well. Again, get that offense going. Lionblaze is going to get deleted. Dinks is going to get the save. We're going to still see that pressure coming in from Sukpardik. 30 seconds left. That's going to be a screamer, but Zanil will put it off the back wall.
And he's there to collect it again when it's hit right back into him. Just a couple of boost pads to his name. He's taken back out and gets all that boost back on respawn, but he did enough to send it back into the blue zone. Kill a lot of time here. 15 seconds left. Panda has to capitalize on this opportunity. Not able to follow it up for the double tap. 10 seconds. Counting down. A big clear from Turbo to once again kill time. So efficient at managing the clock right now. One last opportunity building in regulation to try and tie things up. A big bump in the air. It's going to be open, but met just by Turbo on the line to send it high, and it's going to be wide. That's so close. Oh, almost capitalizing, but it's going to be Sukpardik taking the game.
I love the positioning. I love that change up on it too. Go for the air dribble, set it up for the bump, and drop it for a teammate, and it gets stripped out by Turbo. So close, another 1-goal game, but that's going to put Sukpardik on qualification point, trying to get here into the main event. And Simpson, I ask you questions between these games. Do you think Young Whippersnappers win game number 4 and bring us to game 5?
Yeah, I want to see game 5. I think these teams are showing right now with how close it has been and how much both teams are able to lock it down on the line when it counts that, yeah, I think there's still some fight left. Young Whippersnappers are feeling a little scrappy today, and they want to keep the audiences entertained and their opponents scared. And so, yeah, I think we do see a game 5 here. And Neo Tokyo, a map where a lot of magic has happened before. This time Lionblaze looking for some off a kickoff. A great flick out, but realize gonna be stopping the kickoff goal, but another follow-up. The pressure already mounting so immense here, just 20 seconds in.
I'm not even sure how Panda got that save. He got bumped by one of the Sukpardik players who was coming in trying to clear out the net, and still able to recover just enough to get the save and keep us 0-0 early. But Sukpardik, they're gonna be back at it early. Turbo trying to get something fancy, and a big boom from Panda to try to get some room downfield as well. And some of these heavier touches coming into play, just trying to buy some time and get some room. Young Whippersnappers are going to try to corral it, try to keep this under control a little bit more, but that corner rotation for Sukpardik has been so strong over the last 10 seconds. Normally that's one you're happy to see your defender get stuck in that spin cycle, but they come out of it clean, and we stay that 0-0 about a minute into game number 4.
A minute in, and this ball kept safe by Young Whippersnappers. They try and take it from their corner back downfield. It's going to be Lionblaze looking for Zanil. A lot of connection from both teams with just some quick passes, and all of them have been stopped so far. It's going to take a little bit of a change up here as Dinks looks to get aggressive, try and take a player out on defense. But a quick jump allows him to dodge and also make the touch. Find a save. A bit of scrappiness here at the midfield. Going to be Young Whippersnappers coming away with the ball and a demo. This is a great opportunity here. Going for a breezy off the sidewall for the pass, but Lionblaze reads him the whole way, stops it. Not a lot of boost to his name, but looking to hand it off to Zanil. Maybe double tap potential, but a nice stop to the corner once again.
Turbo still trying to get it and trying to get that pass through, but Young Whippersnappers, again, they're fighting off these attacks from all these different angles, and the boost is starting to become somewhat of an issue on a lot of these pushes. You're seeing players run out of it when they could use just another 5, 6, 7 to get that last touch on it, but alas, not to be found. Neither is a goal so far, but passing plays continue to develop. The challenge is, Simpson, you were talking about it earlier, these players are very quick to it. They don't want to try to give too much variability or too much flexibility to their opponents. They're trying to force them into these challenges and get that redirect, get these passes, and try and get it past the defenders.
I love the adaptation we're seeing to keep that play style going as well from Young Whippersnappers. At first, they were meeting the 50s quickly just because they were soft touches, low, and not a lot of distance for the ball to travel. But now we're seeing also at the midfield, it can be high up in the air, fast-paced ball, and they're still looking to immediately challenge that. The instant challenges are huge, and there, Realize so quick to the ball is going to be able to spare his teammate who just got demoed on the line. I don't think Sekpartic was expecting a save to be able to come out from there. With that finish from Lion Blaze, perfect time to use his flip to get it back to the last one. And once again, Sekpartic, they're going to be the first one to score in the game.
Just stops on a dime, goes for what was ostensibly going to be a power shot, but instead gets the possession, slows it down, sneaks it over, and puts them in a lead. And Simpson, Sekpartic score first. The trend isn't going to continue because so far, I have no idea. It has continued so far, hence why we even talk about it. But only a 1-goal game with 2 minutes left. Young Whippersnappers, they've answered back. We've seen quick goals from them previously. We'll just see if they can get a couple here in a couple of minutes as the Sekpartic defense is going to be annihilated, picked apart through passes and demos and bumps. We find ourselves tied back up.
Love seeing that tied, but I also love seeing Young Whippersnappers getting their first goal of the game, because we've seen, even if they're still down in a game, as long as they have a goal to their name, they're playing more comfortably, playing more aggressively. Sometimes it feels like they get locked down on defense, just trying to hold off constant barrage of attacks, and they never find a way out of their own half because of things like this. Zanil coming in with a perfect shot. No one left there to make the challenge, put the stop. It's a great pass from Turbo in the corner as well, and they're going to find the lead back immediately.
I was so keyed in on the replay on that. Turbo and Zanil, obviously the two to make the play. Dinks got contact on both of them on the kickoff. He bumped both, and it seemed as if they were unaffected, period, and able to just go through their set play. I had a keen eye on that. I felt bad for Dinks in that moment, but they're going to have to fight back again. 90 seconds left, and this is really where champions are made. If they can find ways to win here late in these high-pressure situations, and they're going to try to wrap this around the corner. Shot coming in from Realize, and 3 goals now. 4 Young Whippersnappers have had orange trails on the end of it, whether intentional or not. But no, Realize did get there. No, it was. I was right. Lion Blaze got the final touch. But these have been very close goals. But hey, goals are going in, and Young Whippersnappers tying it back up. They're staying alive.
Lion Blaze looked like he was going to make that save, gets the first touch as needed, but just not enough outside of his net to make that second touch finish and be technically an own goal. But a great shot. Can't discredit the attack we're seeing from Young Whippersnappers like that. Realize looking to make something of it. Panda that time meeting for a 50. It's going to be unfortunate for Young Whippersnappers as all of Sekpartic has gotten to refill their tanks a little bit, set up an attack here from their own zone. But a bit of a mistouch there means that possession is given away unexpectedly, and Panda looking to capitalize. A lot of bumps in the air coming out from both teams as we're seeing a lot of success from that play style. 2 goals apiece for each team. We're seeing more and more ways for these guys to score, make the scoreline a little bit higher. 40 seconds left. Potential opportunity for an overtime here, but both of these teams are hoping to take it out in regulation.
Dangerous. Panda has to get up quick to it, and trying to get that quick turn. Simpson, we're starting to see that where the teams, they're going for these more quick counters as time is playing out. They're trying to get the goals quick. They can't give too much for set plays or too much time for it to develop. Only 15 left. We're going to see that get lobbed over into the blue half, but cut back. Panda, we'll call it a fake touch. Zanil, get that up over to Turbo, lobs it up over to Lion Blaze. Realizes it's going to miss. Quick up by Panda, challenged by Zanil. This is going to be an awkward bounce in front of the net in overtime. Turbo charging in to try to put it away, but no, we go to overtime in Neo Tokyo.
The fake at midfield opened up just enough space for Turbo to be able to finish that, but the clock was their worst enemy as that ball, it did have to hit the ground before Turbo could catch up to it and take the shot, but it was just long enough. Nope. They couldn't score in regulation, but all it takes is 17 seconds for this series to close out. Zanil and Lion Blaze linking up again. They have been clutch all series long. Sad to see Young Whippersnappers not quite making connection on the saves they've been doing all series long, but ultimately, you said it before, this is the making of champions, and Lion Blaze, you see it in CRL all the time. It feels like he has plot armor, always claws out, finds the way to come out on top.
Oh, you can just see the ball ping-ponging around in front of the net at the end there. Those are heartbreakers, man. They really are. Just even to see it happen to other people, it's still a heck of a run for Young Whippersnappers. I mean, bringing it to the edge, honestly, deserved to go to Game 5 to find out where it'd play there, but a good offense, again, coming in from Sekpartic. They didn't shy away from it. They almost had that game winner at the 0-second mark, but as soon as overtime hit, right onto offense and just forced the issue immediately.
Yeah, not living in the past, regretting mistakes or what could have been. They just know what needs to be done to move on in this tournament, and that's a team that everyone expected to be far, and they want to prove their fans correct. And it's a great showing from both teams, though. Young whippersnappers, a game 4 overtime is a great way to go out against some veterans. I mean, every single person on that pitch was so accomplished in their careers, and a spectacular series through and through.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And it's always fun to be here casting on VOD's channel for the draw. And Simpson, we've done this a couple of times now together, if I'm not
We
mistaken. It's always a pleasure to be on the mic with you.
Hey, likewise. It's a great time. I mean, makes the series all the more fun. Getting to share it with someone who's got the energy, knows what's up. And so, yeah, and thanks again to Vodible, like you said, for not only hosting it on his channel, but also wearing many hats every single event, you know, producing, he's hosting, he's communicating with players, anything, filling in, casting, he's got it all. Man of many talents.
He's got it all. And we're going to give the man a rest before the cat comes in and throw some chaos again. So we're going to throw the stream on over to Rizzo's, over to the main stream for the draw, and find out how the last couple of matches go. But don't forget to come back tomorrow as well. Catch more of the draw, catch some main event. Let's go support Rizzo's stream and the people who make a lot of this possible. Thank you everybody for tuning in as well. Let's go catch the rest of the qualifiers.